feel like you have this amazing offer or service, but for some reason, more people aren't saying yes to working with you? Well, in today's video, I'm going to break down 3 sneaky sales mistakes that you could be making that are actually pushing clients away from working with you. Stick around to the end with me, and I can guarantee you when you solve these 3 mistakes, you're going to get a yes the next time you get on a sales call with a potential client. And before I get into it, hit that like and subscribe button. Now, the good news is that you actually have one of the hardest pieces of sales success in place, and that is you have an offer that you fundamentally believe in. After working with hundreds of businesses over the last 10 years, I can tell you that the ones who are the most successful in their sales, it's not because they have this secret script that they're using. It's not that they have this word or phrase that they're using. At their core, they truly believe that what they are selling can change someone's life, someone's business, someone's career, someone's relationship. And so if you feel this way, I'd love to see your offer in the comments. Tell me about it. Tell me why you love it. Tell me why you believe in it so deeply. Because once you have that, that's going to translate energetically in your conversations. And so when I get into the 3 mistakes that I see most business owners making, you're going to realize, oh, actually, this is so much more doable than I thought it would be. Sales isn't going to be as difficult or challenging as I thought it would be. So let's break down what's happening so that you can better communicate how amazing this offer is the next time you're in a sales situation. Okay, so the first one is stop selling your passion. Start selling to the pain, start selling to the problem. And here's what I mean by that. So, a few years ago, when I got into business, I was initially coming from the education world. I was a teacher. I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about sales. I was offended when people tried to sell to me. I got annoyed when my email inbox would get, bombarded with sales invitations. And so I truly understand so much of the phobia and annoyance that comes with sales. And one of the mistakes that I made was I just wanted to sell people what I was excited about. I wanted to sell what I was passionate about. And that was at the time curriculum design. I was a course creator and I helped business owners create online courses, but I focused more on creating amazing content within a course and selling amazing curriculum and being a better teacher. And I ran webinars on the topic. I created social media content on the topic. I went to speaking gigs and got on stage and talked about this. And I just couldn't understand why they liked me. We had great conversations one-on-one, or when people saw me on stage, they wanted to book a call and they came to my webinars and they read my content. I just couldn't understand why they wouldn't say yes to buying. And really the challenge is I was selling to something that I wished they cared about. I wished that they cared about being better teachers. I wish that they cared about creating better curriculum that went on inside a course. I wish that they cared about creating amazing learning experiences. But the fact of the matter is that just wasn't what they wanted. It wasn't what was going to get them to say yes and take out their credit card and invest in working with me. And it took me a little while to figure this out. So I'm excited to share this tip with you because I think this is going to solve probably one of the bigger challenges that you're experiencing in your sales, which is you are likely selling what you are passionate about as opposed to what is actually on top of their mind at the time. So the shift for me came when I said, as much as I love talking about pedagogy and curriculum and content that goes inside a course, I need to stop barking up that tree. I need to start talking about what people actually care about. And the shift was, instead of trying to make them better teachers, I talked about how quickly you could get an online course together, how much money you can make with an online course, how much time you're going to free up in your business and your life with an online course. And I'm telling you, the sales flooded in. And more importantly, the types of clients that I got on sales calls with dramatically changed. Instead of me talking to people who were geeking out over being a good teacher and loved the process and loved learning, I started talking to people who were actually serious about taking action, getting the course done, getting the course out the door, and making money with it. So this first one is huge, and this is especially problematic for those of us who geek out on our topic and love the line of work that we do. But I can guarantee you this is affecting your sales in a way that you aren't even appreciating it yet. All right. The second is you have to invite them to see the opportunity. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of us come into business Whether we came from the education world like me, or whether you are another expert who went to school and became a lawyer, an attorney of some sort, or a real estate agent, you love what it is that you do and you see the value of what you do, but that doesn't necessarily translate as an opportunity. And what I mean by that is you're speaking more to features and benefits than inviting them into seeing what's possible. The fact of the matter is sales is inspiration. And I'll use myself as an example. Again, as the course creator, I spent years talking about how they'd be able to create these amazing modules and they'd have these worksheets and these PDFs and how amazing their portal would look and how pretty and branded it would be. And I got so bogged down in the features and how long it would take us to put it together that I forgot that the reason someone wants to put an online course together is because they want time freedom. Of course, they want to sell and they've got their process and they figured out their signature system. But at the core, they want time freedom. They don't want to be bogged down on Zoom calls. They don't want to have to meet with clients all the time. They want something that they can sell to people, give them a taste of what it's like working with them, and get their time back. So, what I ended up doing, again, shifting my approach to sales, was I said, okay, instead of me trying to jam down how many modules we're going to create and how many worksheets are going to be in the portal and how pretty the portal is going to look, I started talking about what life would be like once this course was put together, sketching out that vision as if it were a movie playing in their mind, right? Imagining, what are you going to do if you could free up 20 hours during your week because you're not on Zoom all the time? And I can tell you, oh my gosh, the sales conversations completely changed because then people are imagining their future self. They're thinking about, oh my gosh, this is what life is going to be like on the other side of this. So if you think about it, for example, right, like let's say you're a real estate agent and you are talking to first-time buyers, right? Instead of getting them bogged down in all the mechanics of, what's involved with the purchase, get them thinking about what it's going to feel like to walk in that front door, to pull into the driveway after a long day working, right? Get them to imagine what life will be like on the other side. And that's going to inspire them to say yes to working with you. Now, I can give lots of examples all day, but I think you're probably tracking what I'm putting down here, which is stop getting bogged down in the features, which are exciting to you, but it's just not exciting to the potential client. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't care about those things, but often that's what we end up leading with. That's what we start the conversation with. And we don't allow our prospect, our potential client, to dream with us a little bit. So have more fun. Let some dreamy kind of space into your sales conversations, and it's just going to feel a lot more engaging, a lot more fun. And again, they're going to be more likely to say yes to working with you. Finally, this is going to sound obvious, but this is my favorite point. We have to ask for the sale. So many business owners go into a sales conversation just kind of waiting for the other person to say, okay, let's work with each other, or okay, what's the next step? And sometimes that happens. Sometimes someone is serious enough, they get on a call and they want to jump into the next step right away. But in many cases, we have to be the ones to exhibit that certainty, exhibit that authority in saying, all right, let's take the next step together. You don't necessarily want to wait for the other person to say that. And you also don't want to wait until someone's energetically aligned or the timing is right, because we all know there's no perfect time. We all know that, there's never going to be the best time to say yes. So you need to stand in your authority and in your certainty, invite them to take the next step. If you think back to the last 3 sales conversations, imagine just for a moment, did you end up saying, let's work together, or let's take this next step directly to the person? Or did you kind of waffle around and wait for them to make the invitation? Just cleaning up that one part of your sales conversation, I can guarantee you, is going to make a huge difference in how many people end up saying yes to you. And it's going to shorten the sales cycle. So that way you're not, sending back and forth emails, trying to follow up with them, trying to send proposals. So the fact is, people want to work with people who are certain. And if someone's getting on a call with you, they are likely experiencing a challenge that they don't know how to solve. And they're looking for someone to tell them what to do. So don't cede the authority and give it to them. Take it back as the expert and the business owner that you are, and you're going to see a shift in your sales. So If your offer is solid, if you truly believe in what it is that you do, but you're just feeling like Jessica, I don't know how to talk about this offer. I want to become more certain. I want people to see the value instantly. Let's get on a call and map out exactly how to describe what it is that you do and how it can transform your ideal client's life so that you get more yeses and more money in your pocket. So go to the link in the description, book a call, and let's get that figured out.